Dr. Che doesn't just lecture, she connects with students. Students don't simply learn from her, they feel genuinely inspired by her. She uses a variety of methods to make complex concepts accessible and engaging. She doesn't settle for textbook answers. Instead, she challenges students to think critically and apply what they have learned in creative ways.
During lectures, I actually ask them questions, and whatever questions they give, I tell them it's okay if you give the wrong answers. I don't condemn you. So there's no condemnation in class, not at all. And I wouldn't allow anyone to laugh at them. So I think in a very open atmosphere of acceptance, of no condemnation, no stress, I think students would be more willing to give off the answers, even knowing that they may give the wrong answers.
Edmund encourages students to be imaginative through giving them complex problems to solve, undefined problems, and helping them work through the process of solving a problem in meaningful ways. He contextualizes problems and gives real meaning to their learning. Edmund adds a lot of value and is completely aligned to the curriculum through his vast knowledge of business education and also the context of Singapore. Students love his approach to learning and teaching.
Every opinion is treated with respect. I make sure to acknowledge all contributions and build on them so that students feel validated. In addition, I leverage visual mapping tools like Miro to allow students to co-create content in real time. They enjoy seeing their inputs shape the learning environment. Sometimes even humor helps. I use analogies and metaphors that stick, making the driest concepts memorable.
Jason comes from a marketing background himself, and therefore he is very open-minded when it comes to the types of projects that students work on in the class and the various outcomes. Because he's embedded within the business community in Singapore, he has rich experience as a business person, as an entrepreneur, and those experiences and qualities make him very credible to our students.
In order to let the student feel safe in our conversation, I extended empathy for them because I reminded them that I was also a student 20 years ago and there's nothing wrong to ask any question. I will normally create a hook. For example, in the context of entrepreneurship, when we cannot sell our product, should we increase our price or should we lower our price? So most of the students will expect lower the price so that you can sell. But I told them, no, the lower your price goes, the more difficult to sell. In fact, you should raise your price in order to capture the deal.
Chong Fu is really an outstanding lecturer and instructor. So his strength actually is coming from the fact that he has a very good background in industry and he has actually brought his industry background into the class setting. Chong Fu has successfully inspired a lot of students by giving live examples where actually it can matches what is happening in reality.
I do share with the students on different learning approach. Some people like to do things to learn, some people are more audio. Different learning approach can help mitigate all these challenges and difficult and dry topics. And of course, some humor goes a long way and I'm always open to answering their questions and helping them along the way. One thing to keep things relevant and keep the students motivated is that I actually tell them what's the life after a student if they were to pursue a career in cybersecurity, and that is actually one of a very strong motivating factor for a lot of the students.
Wai Siong inspires students through his knowledge, his engagement, his understanding of complex and explanation of complex problems to students, and his inspiration to make them solve those problems in near real time. He brings disciplinary expertise and an approach to learning through artificial intelligence, analytics, and other forms of discipline in business that make students learn rapidly.
Some students come in with strong coding or math skills, while others don't. I overcome this by being flexible, offering layered explanations, using visuals, live demos, and real-world applications. When they see the impact of what they are learning, they become more motivated and willing to stretch themselves. In coding-heavy sessions, I know it's working when students stop asking what's the right answer and started asking what if we did it this way instead.
Mr. Sim explains complex theoretical concepts with practical examples, making them easier to grasp. And he professionally prepares his material thoroughly I recall when he was about to teach the final project, he presented a well-researched topic with clarity. He integrates web and mobile development tools into his teaching. I always rely on 3 important pointers to guide me in my construct of my lessons. I think number 1, to make sure everything I do in class links to what they need to know. Right. The second one would be timely feedbacks. I always have check-ins with the students, right, to provide them feedbacks that are clear and concise, and also to provide, and those feedbacks that I provide actually helps them with progress. Right. The third one, I think, is to always try to keep a lesson fun.
Inke has consistently demonstrated remarkable alignment and add significant values to the curriculum. He ensures his teaching directly support the program learning outcome by aligning his lesson plan with the official curriculum. He doesn't just teach from the textbook. He incorporates current industry practices and insights, giving students a more realistic, up-to-date perspective on the IT landscape.
I make my student feel safe by actually setting up the tone. I actually tell my student, this is no judgment zone. Mistakes are welcome, and that's how we learn. I also share my own learning stories with my student, like the time how I messed up a calculation during a live demo, and we all laugh. That moment actually built more trust than a perfect lesson ever could. And when students see that even their lecturer doesn't pretend to be perfect, they open up, they ask more, and they try harder.